Okay, I let it out. I, like a lot of you, am probably frustrated. I was frustrated in the first half. I literally almost left. I was watching the game at Bill's backer spot in Nashville. Almost left at halftime. Said, okay, I'll wait till the end of the third quarter. Then the Bills decided to tease me. And I said, well, I'll stay for the fourth quarter. They rally in the fourth quarter to tie the game. I had a rant ready at halftime that would have been unlike any other rant that I had ever ranted. I'm still going to rant. We got a problem on defense. We got a problem on the offensive line. So I'm going to start with that. That first half was pathetic. Josh Allen was running for his life. I don't understand what it is that's going on this year, but you know what? It's got to stop. The defense was just, no pressure on Tom Brady whatsoever. None. They couldn't even get close. He packed his lunch, he packed his dinner, and had it back there really the entire game. Now, Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer can get all ticked off at Jerry Sullivan for asking if they were embarrassed last week against the Patriots. But guess what? You were embarrassed in the first half. You were embarrassed in the first half. You should have been embarrassed. You finally decided to show up in the second half. But sometimes you got to play an entire 60 minutes of a game. You can't go on the road and not show up in the first half. And that goes for the offensive line too. How many times did we have to say, watch out, Josh? As soon as he freaking snapped the ball, you knew the blitz was coming. They kept bringing it, and you couldn't stop it. Nobody made any adjustments until the second half, and even then, really. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You got to run the ball. And I don't care, and I'm going to tag the the WGR people in this video. Because guess what? You got to be able to run the ball. You can't run the ball 0 times by running backs and expect to win football games. This is not 7-on-7. This is the NFL. It's the NFL, and that stands for not for long if you keep playing like this. 0 runs by a running back in the first half. We didn't learn our lesson against Kansas City last year. We didn't learn our lesson, right? Now Josh is hobbling in the second half when they rallied. The man is hobbling. Why? Because he was the running back today. They did get some nice runs in the second half. It was too much, too little, too late. They weren't really a threat. By that point, you have to pass the ball because you're behind. 3 points in the first half against the secondary that's supposed to be depleted. Why? Because your offensive line sucks. Are you embarrassed? You should be. You let your franchise quarterback be your running back. It's not sustainable. I had said I wasn't going to do this rant because they came back, but I'm doing the rant. I'm doing the rant because now you're 7-6. Can you beat New England? You can. Will you? Probably not. Not playing like this. Because guess what they're going to do? They're going to come with the blitz. They're going to come with everything they got. Matthew Judon is going to show up in Josh's lap all day. You think they won't? Oh, there's a pattern. You know who set the pattern? Jacksonville. Jacksonville, who lost 20-0 to Tennessee today, who didn't have a Tennessee team that didn't have Derrick Henry and didn't have A.J. Brown. Tennessee managed to score 20 points. You scored 6. Against Jacksonville. I should be feeling good right now, but I'm not. Because the second half was another story. The second half was Bills versus the refs. Let me ask this of the National Football League. How is it that Stephon Diggs has his jersey grabbed in the end zone and nobody calls pass interference? How is it that Stephon Diggs has his jersey grabbed on 3rd down and nobody calls pass interference? How is it that when Mike Evans literally wraps his arm around Dane Jackson, how is that pass interference? So now they got set up perfectly for that last pass because the Bills should have won that game in a great comeback. We should have been talking about that comeback along with the Frank Reich comeback. But we can't. We can't. You know why? Because the refs screwed us out of the game. Nuts and bolts, we got screwed. Yeah, this season, I'm not declaring it dead because I honestly think that they may be able to rally behind this. This may be that point where, like last season, Tampa Bay had their rallying point. But I got to tell you, there's some disturbing trends here, and I don't know what's wrong with Josh Allen's ankle, but that could be a story because I don't think he was able to push off when he was trying to throw the ball in the second half. Or after he got hurt, whenever that was, in the third quarter, I believe it was. I don't know. Another day in the life of a Bills fan, I tell you what. But like I said, refs against the Bills, Bills against the Bills, that coaching staff needs some help. Coaching staff needs some help because you're not coming into a game ready to play. You're not coming in ready to play. Why is that? You got a lot of explaining to do. A lot of explaining to do because that defensive line is not stopping anybody. Tremaine Edmonds looks lost out there. And you're not making adjustments. Get it together, Bills, because the end could be near if you don't do something quick. Love you. I'll always root for you. But get it together, please. You're better than this. At least you should be. At least I thought you are. Maybe you're not. But I thought you are. Get it together. Go Bills.